What's up guys, it's me Jeremy. It would be wrong to say that nobody enjoys playing support, but it's not particularly surprising that statistics show it's the least popular role by a large margin in League of Legends. It's definitely a lot better now than it used to be in the early seasons, with newer support champions having more interesting mechanics, playstyles that add some excitement, and as well all the new items and stuff, but the issue here really lies with proactivity, or the lack of it. When you're playing as a support type champion, a lot of the times all you can really do is wait for a teammate to get damaged and then heal them or assist them, which is a very reactive playstyle. Although the ability to react to a situation is definitely important, a lot of players generally have more fun being proactive, meaning that they can create or control a situation themselves. Some of the more playmaking supports such as Thresh or Leona, or maybe some of the high DPS in lane like Lulu and Karma, can enable players to take on a little bit more of a proactive role while playing support. So it's not all that surprising that the support role has gotten more popular over time, but that being said, Riot still has a long way to go to bring support up to the same level of enjoyment as the other roles for the average player, and their latest attempt to do this has been in the form of item quests. Proactivity comes in a lot of forms, but the most common way is definitely going to be by starting a fight or perhaps making a pick. This is the key reason that Riot has struggled to make playing support an engaging experience. Every other role is able to initiate some form of combat during the game, but supports aren't exactly ever really able to make those types of plays outside of the laning phase. Sure, some caster supports can maybe poke at the enemy, and some playmaking supports like Leona could perhaps kickstart a team fight, but the key for the supports is really that they're never really able to do anything by themselves. They pretty much always need some form of assistance in some way, shape, or form from their teammates to make that exciting play happen. Not only that, but you're also pretty much automatically going to be missing out on golden experience simply because you are just not getting the resources like the rest of your team is. So not only do you have a slower game experience, but you're also weaker than other champions in the game and take a lot longer to scale up. This is the core of what item quests are aiming to introduce, a way to be proactive while also being rewarded in a way that doesn't require you to engage in combat for golden experience. Riot's previous solutions to the low income and experience game issue of the support role was originally to introduce some really low costing support specific items, but this came with two downsides. Firstly, and most importantly, they didn't really make supporting any more fun than it otherwise would be. And as well, on release especially, it opened up a lot of potential for abuse, mainly in the form of non-support champions taking advantage of those cheap, efficient items. Anyone that played during the Frost Queen's claim mid lane metas definitely knows what we're talking about, or if you guys remember Release Relic Shield, don't get me started. Anyway, item quests are quite a clever design actually from this perspective. They're pretty much completely useless to other roles because they won't be able to complete the quests without sacrificing other forms of proactivity, and as a result, they give supports an exclusive and also a nice proactive goal to work towards. And since completing the quests gives some pretty significant and actually just really awesome rewards, it's in the support's best interest to complete the quests as quickly as possible. As a result, instead of sitting around waiting to just react to whatever's happening in the game, they now have an additional proactive goal to work towards on the side, at least until they finish it. As always with role-specific items, there's definitely going to be some growing pains involved, At first, of course, back in the day, Riot's attempt at creating a jungle-specific item led to a bunch of non-jungle champions abusing them. And this was eventually corrected by tying the jungle item rewards to the Smite Summoner spell, resulting in items that only benefited junglers. In a very similar way, item quests tie the support items to the support role in a way that only benefits the supports. The rewards from the quests essentially gives these support champions an item, essentially what can be considered an item at least, without giving them actual gold, which, to be honest, is pretty strong and actually kind of overpowered, but that's sort of the point really here. Right now, supports lack influence and excitement over the game, and these changes can really help introduce those kinds of things to the role. Since the rewards are gated behind support quests that are too inconvenient for other roles to complete, it introduces the ability for Riot to completely revolutionize support by adding in a lot of diversity and mid-game choices. It also opens the door for a lot of experimentation in the form of item changes, since Riot can introduce cool new ideas for rewards without worrying that other roles will be able to abuse them. Once Riot finds their desired balance for the support quest rewards and the support role in general, they'll likely find that the health of the game will improve massively. There's always growing pains with big changes like these, but the direction could actually set things up to make support much more appealing to the entire player base. And you always have to remember, when more people are playing the support role, there's a lot of things that become better for the people who aren't. That means faster queue times, much better matchmaking, and really just a better gameplay experience for everyone involved. So who knows? Support quests and future support changes might help not only the support role itself, but everyone else as well.